Well, it's been a little while since I was last on here, but I have good reason. I'm not going to go into details right now, but essentially I just haven't had a computer for the past 5 weeks, along with other things combined. But I am back on here now, and I am looking forward to getting right into this episode, because honestly, it's just been far too long since I made a proper episode here on Existence. We are kicking off Phase 2 very shortly. Now, if you don't know what Phase 2 is, I'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but definitely go check out the Existence Twitter account and also the latest podcast. Hopefully will be the latest podcast of when this one comes out, as we go into a little bit more detail there about what is actually happening. Now, as you can see, or as you may be able to notice, we are on 1.13. It has taken a scarily long time to get here. What on earth does that affect? Conduit power. There is all sorts going on around here that I have no idea. So before we do anything, I think we should probably take a little look around town and the world and see what's really been happening while we've been away, because I can tell you for sure that there is plenty to explore around here. That I really want to show off first off before we do anything else is I want to fly out to the nearest ocean, because we have done something pretty amazing to kick off Phase 2, and that is to do with the 1.13 terrain, because as you know, we've been doing Existence Season 2 for over a year now, basically since start of August, and it is now approaching the end of September. I wanted to make a special video for that, but unfortunately I didn't actually have the computer or the ability to do so. But if we fly on down here, you'll see that we have brand new 1.13 oceans, which is interesting considering this used to be generated in 1.12. So essentially what we've done is run an MC edit filter that has basically regenerated almost all of the oceans to 1.13. So it gives us pretty much direct access to 1.13 oceans instead of having to explore literally thousands, literally thousands of blocks to find anything. So we're going to do a little bit of exploring of the oceans shortly, but I do have some things that I want to do this episode before we kind of really get too engaged into 1.13. We also have some mail, which is interesting. What have we got? A waste of iron, nice, and a single ender pearl. And we unlocked crafting recipes, nice. So this episode, I want to talk a little bit about kind of what is happening with Existence, as well as kind of starting work on some new projects. So essentially, as I mentioned, Phase 2 is approaching us, and what that is basically us kind of working our way into a new phase of Season 2, because we didn't really want to do a new world with 1.13. We wanted to stick with what we have now and kind of be able to manipulate it and work it into a way that's going to be, I guess, future-proof for a little bit longer. Now, what we're going to be doing is basically to do with old houses and such. We've got like Duo's house here and Sean's house there and all sorts of houses around here. But essentially I want to just grab all of the old members' items and put them into a singular location to eventually work into a community storage system, similar to what we did last season, but this time hopefully a little bit more organized and a lot more accessible. I've made a start on gathering up some items so far. I've done some of Duo's house with all sorts of bits and bobs, all just in miscellaneous chests that were sitting around. I also spent a bit of time in the end and got a whole bunch of XP levels and renamed basically all of my items so that they're all in my shulker boxes, so you can see, and I will try and place down this ender chest. If I can pop it down there we go, as well as kind of some of my shulker boxes there. Haven't renamed any of that, but like all of the tools, as you can see in there, we're all named with, I think it's Chinese simplified, I think Google Translate called it. It's a little bit of a throwback to what I did last season, where I named some of my tools in Chinese just because it looks cool and makes it a bit more unique, so that way you can identify my stuff nice and easily, as well as, you know, putting the basic names, as you can see, with Fortune, Silk Touch and so on. Just makes it a little bit more easier for me to kind of find out what's mine and kind of figure out what items I need to pick up. But anyway, we are here on the Rainbow at the moment, trying to figure out where I actually want to build this storage system, because I don't really have much of a plan. I know that I want to make a big storage area similar to what we did last season. I don't know how I want to do it though, if I want to have it kind of separate or just one whole storage area. kind of like what we did last time where we had all of the items in the same area or kind of separate them up. I'm thinking of doing some kind of categorizing system. I just don't know where exactly I want to do it. I'm going to fly out this way quickly though, because one idea I had to do was to basically work kind of around where Sky's base is, because I know there was a lot of open area kind of around here. But I'm not sure, because I don't want to be too close to town, because it will probably make a lot of lag with chests and item frames and such. I'm not sure how much room is over by Sky's base, because it is basically all on one single island. However, this is kind of an underutilized area here next to the, what do we call this? The 2-year memorial, I think it's called. But we will see. I might just go sleep off this rain. We are using new modules courtesy of Madcat, his data packs, as my 1.12 command block modules no longer worked, and he has made some fantastic data packs, so I highly recommend you go check out his work in the description below. But anyway, I think I've rambled on a little bit long here, so I might just go sleep off the rain even though the sun's coming up, and we will see what we can do in terms of finding a location to build. I love those little tutorial pop-ups in the top right there. I think they're called Toast or something. But that is because I loaded up a 1.10 world recently with an old existence backup to get one of the old command block modules for Jay, but I just love how they pop up and they don't go away. I thought they made it so that they wouldn't pop up if you had done it before or something silly. I'm perfectly fine with having the tutorial thing there, but I just like as a feature. But I don't need it and I can't get it to go away. I don't know if it disappears after a little while or not, or if there's a video setting somewhere. But we will just see what happens. I think the place over by the 2-year memorial is actually quite ideal. It's not too far away from town, but it's also not close enough to cause sufficient lag. I'm not entirely sure how I would want to do it and how I want it to kind of be built up. It might be nice to keep it kind of a similar design as the monument itself. It is quite a cool little area that we managed to build up here back in March, but for the meantime, what I just want to do is, basically just, there's sunflowers. I've been ages running around looking for sunflowers to dye on my shulker boxes orange. But anyway, I know those are there now if I ever need them. I just want to pop down all our chests and stuff and, progressively kind of build things up in a central area. Hi, what are all those doing in there? Just so that way all the items are in a single place, out of town, so that SB actually is working on a project at the moment as part of phase 2 to kind of tidy up all the old houses and repurpose them in one way or another. I think his idea at the moment is just kind of interior decorating. But I'm just going to basically just pop down the chest here. I might flatten the land a little bit out just so we have a bit more room to work with, and just store all the items here so that we can come back later and actually work with them. I would put them all in shulker boxes, but I'm not going to have nearly enough boxes to do that. I think just putting them in chests for the meantime and then sorting them later is going to work perfectly fine for what I want to do. One new feature in 1.13 that I absolutely love is that you can do this with any chest. You don't have to just do trap chests and normal chests. You can just do any chest, which actually is pretty cool because it means you don't have to spend all that time making trap chests, and trap chests can kind of be, that's right, but you can actually still join them. Trap chests can still be used for their normal old feature, which I think is pretty cool. And that is another thing, levers actually give off a redstone particle, which is pretty cool, so that way you know if they're actually on or off. But anyway, I'm just going to throw all of this stuff into these chests and just clear out my inventory a bit. Over time, I'll just be working things over. I won't spend the whole episode or episodes recording me doing that, because it's basically me just going to be clearing out items, bring them over here, going back, bringing back, going blah, 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 back and forwards, back and forwards. So really, I'm just going to basically place down all these shulker boxes and move stuff into these storage chests. And over time, we'll have all the old members' items and any just random chests stored over here in the central area. So one thing I really want to kind of focus on with phase 2 is our old house here actually, because I feel like it still has a lot of potential and I really just neglected it so quickly. As soon as I kind of got tired of how it looked and ran out of ideas for the outside. I mean, it was kind of around that rough patch we had near the end of last year, or was it the beginning of this year? Either way, when I was a bit uncertain of how things were going to go with my series and my channel, and kind of just gave up on it a little bit. But what I really want to do is basically move back in more or less and focus on it a bit to kind of spruce it up, make it look how I want it to look, and really just work on interior decoration and such like that. Not sure how that'll work with our current base, but we will see. And that's another thing there, McFeaturize is catnapping. That is the new data pack, courtesy of Mad Cat, with a little few modifications that he allowed me to do to kind of make it look like my old 1.12 module. But definitely check out the links in the description because I highly recommend Mad Cat's data pack work. He is just incredible, and he basically spent about 2.5 hours with me once, just kind of working in all the existence commands that we used to have in an old function into a data pack, and I learned so much from him. He is absolutely amazing, so I highly recommend his work. But anyway, so I've been just progressively moving stuff back and forwards. I've almost done Duo's house, and my goodness, he has a lot of stuff left in there, but I've basically moved it all over to the storage chest, which we will fly over in just a moment. They should render in any second now. Maybe, there they go. So I've managed to move over quite a fair bit of stuff, but at the moment I just want to go and have a little look around some of the new 1.13 terrain. So I'm going to fly on down here, and as you can see, we have terrain right here next to old terrain which was generated a very long time ago. So bit of magical witchcraft, MC-edit magic with a really cool filter, which I'll try to link in the description below as well if anyone is interested. But I think I might just fly to a more interesting area. This just seems to be kind of just kelp and deep oceans, and see if we can find something cool. And we might even go check out the new spawn chunks. Oh, dolphins! Hooray! I think this is the spawn portal, but I'm not entirely sure. I can never quite remember where the spawn portal is. Actually, I'm pretty sure this isn't. Where have we just gone? Oh, no, this is the end portal. Yeah, part of our phase 2 plans is to really work on the Nether hub system, so hopefully I won't make this mistake again. Now this is the spawn portal, and I can tell because we have all this stuff here. This is all... my goodness, that's a lot of lapis. Holy moly, that's an insane amount of lapis. Okay, this is all from what used to be in the spawn chunks, what got left over there from, I believe it was Sean and ISO's old projects, can't entirely remember. But basically, we took all of that stuff out, and I can't remember what I did with the other stuff. There was more stuff that we had a little platform that I built up there. But as we go through the portal here, you may have already seen this, but this is our new spawn chunks. Completely new terrain. So, as part of Phase 2, one of our biggest plans, and one of the key aspects I think of Phase 2, is that we will be creating the aquatic outpost, or outpost aquatic if you want to play that game. But we have completely wiped these spawn chunks. We basically just deleted the whole region and cut out all sorts of islands and ocean, keeping a little few special islands, like I believe there is Kairu's island, or the Lost Island of Kairu, I think we called it, which is somewhere near here, but a little bit far away. So basically, yes, we've just wiped out the whole thing, and we're going to be building it up from scratch. With all our new members, we are going to be building this new area up as somewhat of a second town, but still, you know, the main town at the moment will be town, and this will be a main outpost of the world. So I'm pretty excited for Phase 2, just purely for this brand new area that we are all going to be working on with the new members. It's just going to be so cool, and the terrain is absolutely awesome as well. Those wolves just killed that sheep. Well, that's unfortunate. But anyway, the reason I did want to come here, other than just to show off the amazing terrain, and of course the sun is going down, is because there are tropical oceans over here. I'm not going to get into them. I'm just going to fly over top and have a quick little look around, because I really want to save this area for when the Phase 2 opening actually happens, which hopefully should be in the next week or two, to really kick things off. But look at that coral! Okay, I'm just going to fly quickly into it and just have a look. Oh, it's very dark. There's pufferfish and all sorts. And I should be able to swim. Oh, this is so cool. And oh, I can swim faster. And I believe I should actually be able to take off as well from here. Oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to explore these further with all the new members and such. That was one of the coolest takeoffs I think I've ever done. Now, I should probably head back to spawn. Oops, I don't know which way it was. But anyway, isn't this just amazing? I cannot wait for Phase 2 and to get the new members on the server and just explore this terrain and develop this new spawn area. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But I think I should probably go find some actual terrain that I'm not afraid to mess up, and we'll have a little explore around. But for the meantime, I think I'm going to just fly back home. It shouldn't take me too long with my Elytra, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, I didn't realize Yogg's base was that close to town. Fantastic, that means our base should just be over here. There it is, there is the drone. And actually while I'm here, I think I might clear up that little mess down there. That the drone was, I think it was leaking battery acid or something or other, I think the law was. Oh, hang on. Yogg, is this Yogg doing this? I bet you it is. Somebody has come along and put some seagrass and such down by my base. Thank you, whoever that was. I believe it was Yogg. Well, I figure it would be Yogg. He lives very close by, and I know he's been doing a lot of work with the new 1.13 things. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to clear all that out, and then we can go find some oceans to explore by ourselves. I don't want to do too much exploring, as hopefully next episode I'll be meeting up with SB Gamut, or Gambit, or however you mean to say his name. I just called him SB, and we were doing a little bit of exploring there in that episode, but I'm going to clean this up quickly and hopefully not kill the sheep in the process. For all the time that this has been here, I have never actually come up and seen the sheep. I had no idea it was named Save Me Peach. So I am incredibly far behind on existence videos because everything in my life has just been so hectic. I haven't really just managed to watch any videos basically. Whether it's down to busyness or laziness, I'll let you decide, but I'm slowly making my way through. I'm up to Yogg's episode 14. I'm currently watching it actually at the moment as I work on this video. And actually, if I have a quick look, let's see, so episode 14 is the one I'm watching at the moment. It's not till episode 16 that he actually does this prank, which was a long time ago. Episode 14 was at the end of February, so as you can tell, I'm a very long way away and have just been completely out of the loop on almost everything that's been happening on the server, which is quite disappointing, and it's really sad for me, but hopefully things are looking good in the future. And also I just want to mention how I love that blocks float in water now. I think that's so cool. What is happening? We're sinking. Oh, you sink real like slowly now. I like that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, there we go. We have officially saved the sheep after who knows how long, and it feels good. You know, we've done a good deed for that sheep, and also now we have a bit of freedom back to kind of have the more natural looking or little ocean. What's a lake, isn't it? This little lake area here. Look, the sheep's already swimming to land. What a clever little sheep. Fantastic. Right, I'm glad that's finally cleaned up, and we got a decent amount of lava from that as well, which, who knows, might come in handy down the line. I'm hoping that Yogg has a brewing stand. If not, I'm going to have to go to find somewhere else because I don't have no blaze rods whatsoever. But it just reminded me that we have this tower here, and what we definitely need to do is make this into a bubble column, because that would be just absolutely awesome. We get a bubble column going up this way and a bubble column coming down possibly on this side. That would make sense, and that would be just awesome. Or otherwise we could have a bubble column. Yeah, maybe we could just go up here and down here, but I think it'd be cool just to use what Yogg built, and actually that'll be probably a lot simpler as well. But yes, oh, that'd be so cool. Really just want to upgrade so many things for 1.13 because there's just so many awesome features that are available. But I want to go make some water breathing potions, as I want to spend a bit of time just exploring underwater because I always seem to run out of breath so quickly. Now, how do we set this up? That's right, you just grab the minecart from there. So I've got everything I need to make the potions, but I just need to go find a brewing stand with some... I don't need all three of them, what am I doing? With some blaze powder in it. So I'm going to pop that down there and actually use this railroad for the monorail system for the first time to get to Yogg's base for an actual reason. So kind of exciting. I couldn't find anything in Yogg's base. It's such an awesome place, but I don't think he actually keeps any of his stuff there. I have a funny feeling he keeps it in his sunken boat, which is just over the brim of the pathway. You might be able to see the top of it. Maybe slightly, but anyway, it's just over there, and I think that's where he keeps all the stuff. So thank you, Caney, using all your blaze powder in your brewing stands. Oh, no, it's netherwort, and I put a spider eye in there. Oh, come on. Somebody must have netherwort. I forgot how to brew potions. Ooh, there's heads in this chest. Ooh, spinny, spinny, there we go. Right, well, I messed that up. I'm going to have to go get some netherworts now. Maybe I can steal them from someone else. This is all on video. I'm going to have to definitely replace the items. Oh boy, this is just becoming worse and worse. Honestly, this is just ridiculous now. I've looked through so many houses and nobody has any nether wart. And the time it's taken me to try and borrow some, I probably could have just gone to the nether and gotten my own. Oh, there's some spoilers. So I think that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to the nether and just... Oh no, but I have to find a fortress. Oh my goodness. Why does nobody have nether wart? I know, pineapple. Pineapple has something of everything. Right, let's go. I feel so bad. I'm just stealing from people now. Go see if Pineapple's got any, and hopefully he'll have some. And then I will IOU him or just grow some more and give it back to him. But this is just getting absurd. Why can't I find anything? And why don't I have any of my own is probably the question I should be asking myself. But let's... hopefully we'll find something in here. This is Pineapple's old base, I'm not entirely sure. He's got a crazy amount of stuff here. Anyway, I'll have a look through and see if he has some that we can borrow. Thank goodness for Pineapple. One piece of nether wart, and I'm going to take this piece and... no soul sand. Right, I'm going to take both pieces, use one to make my potions, and then use the other one to grow it and replenish it. And... oh, I think I may be right. And give it back to Pineapple. I'll put it in his mailbox. But my goodness, am I not pathetic? I just don't have anything that I should have. No necessary resources to do just about anything. And now I'm going to run down here and use more of Caney's. You know what I just saw? Nether wart. Fantastic. And the best part is I can't actually use these potions anymore. So what I'm going to have to do is give myself a bit of weakness. I hopefully shouldn't get attacked by anything anytime soon. But we're just going to have a little good old drink of weakness potions so I can get these water bottles back. Oh goodness. Can I not do anything right? This is why I don't brew potions, because I am just absolutely terrible. There we go. Right, we'll make these into potions. Then we'll be all good to go for next episode, and I'll have to give Caney some blaze powder back. There we go, returned to its rightful owner, and I actually just gave him a little bit extra, used up the nether wart that was growing around there, or harvested I should say, replanted it, gave him 16 and gave some to Caney as well. But unfortunately I've spent so much time running around trying to figure things out and make some potions that we have run out of time for this episode. But that is perfectly fine, because next episode hopefully I'll be meeting up with SB and we're going to go explore some of the new 1.13 terrain. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Plus he's got some big projects going on to do with town, very similar, kind of lines up a lot with what I'm doing at the moment as well. So we'll have a little chat to him and see what's happening with him and do some exploring of the new oceans. But yes, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm so excited for phase 2 and so happy to be back on the server after such a big break. It's absolutely awesome. But yes, thank you guys all so much for watching. Appreciate all your support, and I'll catch you next time.